Hey, what's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to my corner of the internet. I am Church of Caboose, and this video, hopefully, it'd be kind of like a hey, heads up, check this out, because I didn't know this was a thing until I was bored scrolling through Reddit at one point. So that's for me this video. So you guys enjoy this, make sure you subscribe and like the video. So there's apparently a thing that Bungie is doing, which is basically sending out a year in review, but it's also like career history stat kinds of stuff. So that basically Bungie is sending out like, hey, here's a bunch of different fun stats on your character. They're going to be things like how much time percentage wise you spent in like different activities, like how many kills did you get with exotics, what kind of percentage of time do you spend on characters, stuff like that. I just thought it'd be kind of fun just to kind of go through mine and just I guess talk about it a little bit. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing I had noticed was, for some reason, almost all of my top exotic weapon kills were old exotics. I thought that was pretty weird. Number one was the Outbreak Perfected. I don't know why that was the most number of kills, but then I also noticed that the one I have that I hung on to had the extreme majority of those kills, right? So like I guess the exotic with the most number of kills was Outbreak at like 21,000 basically. And then the Outbreak that I have with the Catalyst Trap was something ridiculously close to that, which was at 18,000, so 3,000 short. Not that far off, because like Wither Hordes, for example, was my number 2, and it has like a catalyst of like 8,000 kills, but the total was like 12,000. All right, so I just thought it was kind of fun, being like, oh, look at that. Outbreak was something I slayed with. Thorn was number 2. I thought that was kind of cool. I love Thorn. I was surprised it wasn't number 1. I guess I must use a lot more legendary weapons in my primary and secondary slots than I do other stuff. And Wither Horde for me was number 3. Then they have like these shots with like seasonal ranks and stuff like that. But what I found to be most interesting was under play type here. So we got 47% of my time was spent on Titan. Yeah, buddy, Titan main, what? Then 35% on Warlock. Not that surprising. And then 18% of my time was spent on Hunter. I thought it'd be a little bit lower. I don't really like Hunter. I'm sure I want to get downvoted to crap because I'm like, I don't like Hunter. I basically only play Hunter to boost my other characters, and then for like Crucible, because for some reason I just seem like I do better on Hunter and Crucible. I don't know why. I suck in general, especially with Crucible, especially like Trials and all that, but for some reason I find I do slightly better on Hunter, so I play Hunter more on Crucible. Then the other thing would be like activity breakdown, so it'll be like open world, so that's like patrols and stuff like that. And then you got seasonal, which would be like the Splicer activity with Override. I guess for some reason that's the only one I'm coming up. Season the hunt with like the hunts and all that stuff. So it'd be that kind of thing. The seasonal specific activities. Then you got strikes. Now I was not too surprised that strikes is one of my higher zones, because that would include, I would assume, Grandmasters. And not that I do like tons of Grandmasters, but I do enough where I'm like not that surprised that that Nightfalls would have a good chunk. You got Crucible, Raid, and Gambit. So Crucible is apparently where I spent the most time, and that's humbling. Oh man, that's real humbling. So out of my time, here we go. 31% of my time was spent in Crucible. 26% of my time was spent in the Raid. This is all over like my last 7 years of playing Destiny, by the way. This might be just D2, so let's just assume D2. So in my entire playing history of D2, 31% of the time, almost a third, was spent in the Crucible. 26% was spent in the Raid. 20% was spent on strikes, 8% open world, 8% seasonal, and 6% Gambit. Now, poor Gambit. I know Gambit because of the TWAB that came out today on February 17th. I was getting a rework, but man, I only play Gambit for like gilding the title and like quests. Like, that's it. Nope, that's about it. Ever since I got Reckoner done and that other stuff, like, nope, I don't touch Gambit unless I absolutely have to for like bounties or something. Open world, it doesn't surprise me. I don't get a whole lot of joy out of like going around and slaying a whole bunch of dregs and doing public controls, like missions and stuff like that. I really only do that if I have to for a quest. And then the same deal for seasonal. Like, I don't know, I just don't get a whole lot of fun, I guess, out of doing things that I'm like either not playing against other people just because people can be, more creative than like bots, and then hard content like raids and grandmasters. So I'm not super surprised by the layout, but I was pretty surprised by the fact that I play Titan and Warlock way more than Hunter. I thought like maybe this season was the main season where I didn't touch Hunter. I think once I got my Hunter to max power, I didn't touch it. I've only been doing Hunter recently just to get some Iron Banner bounties and just to make sure I'm all full up on bounties, but like that's it. So that's been kind of my breakdown. Like there's some other stuff where they're like, hey, here's some like raids, like number of raids and things that you've done, like season ranks for the last year, stuff like that. I don't really find that stuff to be as significant. Like there was one season where I played and I got a way higher season rank than the other seasons, but like whatever. It surprisingly wasn't this season with it being 6 months. I think it was something like Season of the Hunt or something like that. Yep, Season of the Hunt was the highest one. But hey, like such is life. I just thought I'd let you guys know like, this is a thing. So if you want to find what your stats are, Bungie supposedly emailed this to almost everyone. I found it by going to the email I have associated to my Xbox account. So maybe you go to whatever email you have associated where you originally started playing Destiny 2 on, and Bungie had emailed me an email that said like Destiny 2 year in review, and that email had all the article, like had all the shots. I just kind of divided it up into screenshots. So I'd be curious. Let me know. Like I was seeing on Reddit, someone just posted like, "Hey, Bungie sent out this thing. What do you guys have?" And I was like, "Huh, I don't remember getting a notification." So I looked it up. I just searched in my email Bungie, and I found it on like February 12th, I think, is when they sent it out. So I would love to hear down below. What do you main a character? Are you like me and you got kind of like two you mostly play? Do you have an even spread? Do you have only one that you play? What's your best exotic? I would love to hear all this stuff because I know everyone's things are gonna be different. Like I have friends that love auto rifles. I can't stand them. I love hand cannons, and so I'm not surprised that Thorn was my number 2. Outbreak was number 1. Mostly because when I got the Outbreak, there was the automatic loading rifts and stuff, and the Outbreak was actually one of the best DPS weapons for like Galron at the time, and so like everyone was using Outbreak because of the catalyst and stuff. So I'm not that surprised that Outbreak was like my number 1 most used exotic weapon. And I was kind of surprised though I have the original one, and I break it down. I have it. So if you guys want to share with me what you got, that'd be great. Hopefully this is kind of a fun thing to like, hey, this is the thing, check out your emails, look at it, it's kind of unique. Let me know down below. Appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I am Church of Caboose. We're gonna have a lot of fun with Witch Queen, y'all. A lot of fun with Witch Queen, I hope. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.